The big story of the day, of course, Harry and Meghan's decision to step back as senior members of the royal family. Megxit, as the Sun are calling it. So on every front page, as you would expect, the Times refers to it as the palace split, while the Mirror is a bit more blunt. They didn't even tell the Queen. Well, Russell Myers is here, of course, royal expert, and there's talk of war, that they've gone rogue, all of this. What are they actually saying, Russell? What have they said?
Well, yesterday they launched this extraordinary statement into the public domain where they said that they are stepping back as senior members of the royal family and intend to become financially independent whilst continuing to fully support Her Majesty the Queen. Now, obviously, this is an extraordinary turn of events. Potentially we'd seen it bubbling under the surface after the ITV documentary where they spoke about surviving and not thriving and what have you. But, they've revealed that they plan to spend their time between the United Kingdom and North America whilst continuing to honour our duty to the Queen.
It's an odd one, this, isn't it?
It is.
It's a strange one. The Queen apparently not told.
Absolutely not, no. The Queen not told, senior members of the royal family not told, the Queen, Charles, William, absolutely incandescent with rage on this. It's my understanding that certainly William didn't know what was happening until the statement was put out.
That's a bit sad, isn't it?
Oh, listen,
apart from anything else, you think you would tell your big brother?
Well, we've spoken about the fact that they've fallen out, and there's absolutely, the writing was on the wall beforehand, and now this is, it's as plain as day that they've break down the relationship.
Meghan's father, believe it or not, could be set to give evidence against her in court. This is the case, of course, that Meghan and Harry brought against a newspaper for publishing the contents of letters between Meghan and her dad. Well, join me now is royal correspondent Lorraine Kelly. And you know what? Here he is. We thought we sorted this, or the Queen did. Drawn a line under it. Let's move on. She's not very happy, but let's move on. We'll all get on with it. And then this bombshell.
Yeah, I mean, today's papers are going to make just troubling reading for the Queen.
Yeah.
Because the thing that the royal family dreaded most was Markle versus Markle in court.
Yeah.
And the Mail on Sunday have come out and, the court papers making a very, very strong defence, and it's absolutely clear they're willing to go all the way to court with this because they feel they have a very strong defence. Their argument being that Meghan Markle's expectation of privacy was slightly compromised because she effectively briefed various American publications, possibly let that letter come out. So the notion that she could, we could have her father giving evidence against her is going to absolutely horrify the royal family. Thomas Markle feels obviously very bruised. The Duchess of Sussex obviously feels bruised in her own way. I think just the fact that the family issue on her side of the family is coming to the fore again is, potentially, who knows, that could be one of the reasons she decided to leave the UK now.
Perhaps that's actually true. That's true. That apparently the royals are said to be feeling queasy about this.
I should think the Queen feels many, many things about this, and that's probably an understatement.
Yeah, and the consequences, I mean, it's all got very strange and quite surreal, hasn't it? Because we've got the situation now as well. They're saying that they've got to earn their own keep, if you like. But we've got this mad situation where all this unauthorised merchandise is coming out. This is so bizarre, isn't it?
Well, I mean, the story in the Times today about the merchandise is just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, it's a sort of slight tongue-in-cheek, Megxit, cushions and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it points to the much bigger, more complicated picture, which...
I mean, this is not them doing this, we should say. This is just people trying to make a fast buck,
But this is like the public capitalising on it. The key thing now for the Queen and members of the royal family to try and sort out are exactly this. What commercial deals will or won't be allowed from Meghan and Harry? They will get thousands of lucrative offers.
Oh, you can imagine.
But, the royal family will think there are certain areas, commercial deals that should be off the table because money and, commercialising the royal HRH or the royal status is toxic for the royal family.
The Queen has banned Meghan and Harry from using the brand Sussex Royal, and royal editor Russell Myers is here this morning. Just another chapter, really, isn't it? But this is quite telling, really, is it? If it's all true and above board.
Definitely.
But the Queen still is feeling this.
Well, she's the boss. She's taken a stand with this. Now, it does seem a bit of a no-brainer because they have stepped back from their sort of royal duties. They've spent an awful lot of money trying to create this brand, but these two are superstars in their own right. So even though this sort of royal element has been taken away from them, they can't actually use that in future. We know that they're obviously going into the sort of business world, the banking world, signing up with big corporate giants, and that's the sort of tack they're going to take now. And listen, these two are going to be massive successes, whatever they do.
They don't certainly necessarily need
don't.
this.
I mean, Harry and Meghan, they are their own sort of entity, aren't they? So everybody is going to be queuing up to work with them, I'm sure.
Prince Harry broke his silence last night at a charity dinner, saying he had no option but to quit royal life.
The UK is my home and a place that I love. That will never change. I've grown up feeling supported from so many of you, and I watched as you welcomed Meghan with open arms, as you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. Finally, the second son of Diana got hitched. Hooray. I also know that you've come to know me well enough over all these years to trust that the woman I chose as my wife upholds the same values as I do. And she does. And she's the same woman I fell in love with. Once Meghan and I were married, we were excited, we were hopeful, and we were here to serve. For those reasons, it brings me great sadness that it has come to this. The decision that I have made for my wife and I to step back is not one I made lightly. And I know I haven't always gotten it right, but as far as this goes, there really was no other option. What I want to make clear is, we're not walking away. We are taking a leap of faith, so thank you for giving me the courage to take this next step.
And this is what has caused a great deal of concern within the palace. This whole business of becoming financially independent, what does that look like? What sort of deals are they going to be doing? Now, certainly there'll be the global corporate giants circling around them, you know, whether that's working with Netflix or Apple, that, you know, the royal family have done before. Certainly Harry's, you know, wanting to produce documentaries.
Sure.
But there's, you know, a certain feeling that who is actually going to be managing their diaries?
He got a bit of respite, didn't he, with all the headlines involving Harry and Meghan. But this story, as you and I said at the time, it's not going anywhere, is it?
No, good morning, Lorraine. Well, it's not, is it? I mean, this is a long-running saga that is developing even more this week. I mean, the news that Prince Andrew has neglected to return the FBI's call does not look good at all. Now, this is from a US prosecutor who is standing on the steps of Jeffrey Epstein's New York mansion. Now, just the optics of that look very, very bad for Prince Andrew indeed. I understand that the FBI have indeed tried to contact him and his legal advisors several times, but as the US prosecutor said, they have had zero cooperation.
It is extraordinary, isn't it? Although, mind you, he made a right hash of that interview with Emily Mathis on BBC's Newsnight. Can you imagine if he gets into a room with some FBI investigators, what's going to happen there? But he can't run and hide. He can't. Even though he's a member of the royal family, he's not above the law. Queen will leave Buckingham Palace today. She's going to make her way to Windsor Castle, where she is reportedly going to be self-isolating. Well, royal editor Russell Myers joins us live from South London. What else do we know about plans for the Queen? Because obviously she has to be safe.
Well, good morning, Lorraine. Well, of course. I mean, this coronavirus outbreak has affected all sections of society, and the royals aren't away from that. The Queen was at Buckingham Palace yesterday, meeting the outgoing and incoming commanders of HMS Queen Elizabeth, but she is going to be evacuated, and she is going to be staying in isolation at Windsor Castle. Now, the palace is saying this is as a precaution, but as we know, the Queen is 94 next month, and the government advice is that everybody over 70 will need to isolate, and the palace are taking it very, very seriously.
Yeah, the repeated denials that the couple, Harry and Meghan, have facilitated interviews or certainly corroborated with the book have been obviously repeated by the authors. However, as we revealed today in the Mirror, that is not what sort of people at the palace are thinking. And I think we were all thinking it, weren't we? This book couldn't have been written without their cooperation. Certainly, they may not have given a sit-down interview, but by giving carte blanche to all their friends speaking on their behalf, it seems that they've had more of the hand in it.
We knew they were sort of touting, if you like, and wanting to create this new career.
Well, this is the first big career move for the Sussexes since they left the House of Windsor.
Yeah.
We're told that they've signed possibly a $100 million deal with Netflix to make all sorts of programmes, documentary, children's programmes, family-based programmes, scripted programmes. There's been a lot of speculation over the money involved, no official confirmation from Netflix or the Sussex team. But we've been told that their representatives, who have been talking to a range of different broadcasters and networks, had been looking for around a $100 million deal, and there's talk as well of a $5 million exclusivity fee.
From some of the scenes that I've seen from The Crown, Princess Margaret actually initially really tried to help Princess Diana. She was one of the few that really tried to help her and to help her settle in.
Yes, I'm absolutely right. I mean, Princess Margaret knew the Princess of Wales quite well before. I mean, I lived very near. I'm in Norfolk now speaking to you, and Diana was brought up, you know, at Sandringham, very near, about 10 miles away. And my sister had a small kindergarten, and Diana used to go there. I used to see her when she was about 3 years old originally. And Princess Margaret was wonderful and very helpful, I think, to Diana when she first married Prince Charles.
Yeah, and we'll be seeing that, of course we will be seeing that. Charles Spencer made headlines recently after saying that he felt, well, a bit uneasy about his sister Princess Diana's portrayal in The Crown. And he also asked for an apology from the BBC, an inquiry to be launched into the Panorama interview with Martin Bashir, claiming that he was tricked into introducing his sister to him.
In my view, the BBC have very, very serious questions to answer on this. And I was shocked and appalled. And do you know what? Diana stood up for me a lot as my elder sister when I was a kid. And I'm very happy to do this for her. And ultimately, if I can get an apology out of the BBC for everything that they did around this, then I will feel semi-vindicated.
And I know that William and Harry, both of them, which would be a lovely way of bringing them together, both of them are standing behind you too. It's the family is very, very much united in this. But as you say, you can't say too much about that right now because there is this ongoing inquiry, of course. I wonder if you have, like all of us, all around the world, if you watch The Crown, or would it be just too painful for you to watch that?
Do you know, I'm not a big Crown watcher, to be honest. I mean, I think I've caught a couple of episodes in the past. I haven't caught any of the current series, although my wife watched it. And I did catch a news clip here of the actress portraying Diana, so I do know a little bit. I think my general point about The Crown, it is a general one. You know, I write history. I brand what I write as non-fiction, and that is what, if somebody reads something I've written, then they know that's what they're getting, and that's the same with all historians. I think it would help The Crown an enormous amount if at the beginning of each episode it stated that this isn't true, but it's based around some real events.
The Duchess of Sussex has revealed that she had a miscarriage. She revealed that very sad news in an interview with the New York Times. She says it was unbearable grief that she went through. Royal editor Russell Myers joins me now. Russell, this is very, very sad. Nobody had an inkling, but, you know, both her, and we shouldn't forget that Harry as well has gone through that loss too. I mean, he was holding her hand when it was all happening. It's just so sad.
It is. Good morning, Lorraine. And very, very, very sad news this morning. And as you rightly said, the Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, has written an op-ed for the New York Times in which she describes the losses we share. That's the title. And she says that she very, very sadly had a miscarriage in January and realised that she was miscarrying when she was putting their young son Archie to bed. He's only 18 months old. And she said, I knew as I clutched my firstborn child that I was losing my second. And I think this really, really resonates. It's very, very raw and emotional, the whole piece. She talks about being in hospital with Harry, describing him as heartbroken. And obviously the couple have gone through this together, as you say. And this is something that I think that anyone who has experienced the loss of a child, miscarriage or neonatal death, anything like that, there's an awful lot of people out there. Or if you know anyone, this is a particularly sad day.
Don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Lorraine on the ITV Hub and all the best clips, compilations and playlists right here on our channel. Just subscribe now and you'll never miss an upload. Click here to watch another video similar to this one, or click here to head to our channel's homepage to explore all of our exciting videos.